What's up guys, I'm PawsBuild and welcome back to the ethical zoo we're making in Planet Zoo. Previously we built a giant habitat for both meerkats and aardvarks to live happily together, and in this video we're going to build a massive habitat that's divided in two to house two different species of hyena. And it seems like everyone's settling in so nicely into this habitat. We've got the meerkats and the aardvarks in this habitat, but it is daytime, so I think the meerkats have free roam. We can, oh, look at them standing up. And that one's eating over here. Oh, they're so cute. I don't know if I'm assuming the aardvarks are probably tucked up in bed. Let's check this one. And, oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, they're snoozing. They're having a little snooze because it is daytime for them. So that's the middle of the night for them. And that's what I love about this habitat is that we've got a nocturnal species and I don't know the opposite of nocturnal, a daytime species. So basically they have this massive habitat that they share, but in the day, the meerkats have free roam of the whole place. And then at night, the aardvarks have free roam. So it seems really cute. I like that we have it this way. Look at them all running around. There's so many of them. Oh, we've got an alert as well. No! Quandale. Oh my god, look how many capybara we have. Quandale has died. Oh, okay. Well, we'll call the vet. I think we seriously need to consider how many. Right, we've got way too many species in here. This one, I'm not surprised that they're injured. Right, overpopulation. We're just going to straight up release you into the wild. If you are injured, we're going to call the vet. This habitat has been very neglected. As far as an ethical zoo, I'm not sure we're doing very well on this front. We've got our maned wolves seen fine. Let's check how many of everyone we have. So the tapirs we've just resolved. The giant anteater, I think they're juveniles, that's fine. We've got one of each. And then a baby. And then the maned wolf, we've got the same thing. So that's fine. But the capybara, we have way too many, I think. So this is not good. Not good. I think everyone... Let's have a look at them on the other view. If we go into the animal tab, we can see them here. I think if we kind of look at them by age, we can kind of work out who needs to go or not. And who's on contraceptives is probably a really good shout too, because if Pablo, yeah, Pablo here, right. Okay, if they're on contraceptives, then they're not going to be breeding, so it feels silly to have them in the zoo. The whole point is that we'll keep them to breed with and help the species. Right, let's grab, I think everyone who's around 3, this whole batch of capybara that we have here can probably be released. Everyone who's around 3 years old. I think maybe even we go for some of these as well, because they're not going to have babies. The only reason I'm hesitant about the slightly older ones, I'm going to leave some of the older one there, the 5.7, is they might have babies, and I obviously don't want to release the baby if I don't want to release the mum or the dad if the baby's still in there. Right, so they're 3. I'm pretty confident that none of the 3-year-olds have babies in this. But I could be completely wrong. We'll have to see. Right. Let's grab all of those. We've got so many babies. Look how many babies we have. This is insane. Let's also grab... They're going to be breeding now, these 2 males. And let's release all of these. Oh no, one or... maybe because one of them... she's pregnant. Oh, okay. That's fine. Any of them that are pregnant can stay, but the others we're going to release. Look, 323 is not bad. And we release 14 into the wild, which makes this much less claustrophobic over here. Oh, poor Quandale, though. Don't stand on him. You're not even eating anything. Right, okay. We probably need a new male that's from the outside, because there's going to be... over here. There's going to be so much inbreeding if we're not careful. I think all the boys need to go, and when they get to breeding age, and we get a new capybara male. So let's do that. Capybara. Let's go for the best appeal. We've got this one here. They're all quite similar. Tempted. I do like buying them for Cash. I might get this one. Oh no, this is the female. Yeah, okay, let's get this one for Cash. We can get Raoul. We can rename him, obviously. Please suggest some names for Raoul in the comments, and we'll rename him along with the other animals in the zoo that we need to rename. But yeah, oh my goodness, look at them! That is the cutest thing ever. Oh my goodness. How cute is that? They are adorable. They're so cute. And in here, it looks like we've got a lot of babies in here too. Everyone's breeding so nicely. Oh, it's going great. Look how many emus we have. Seems like we have loads. I feel like some of these must have been... Yeah, they can't all be... that we bought them. Maybe we did, but it seems like we're breeding a lot, and I love it. Yeah, look at that. That little tot is definitely a new one. Oh, I love how they run. Anyway, let's go over to what we want to do in this episode, which is to build a giant habitat for 2 species of hyena. And when I say 2 species, I mean, firstly, the spotted and the striped hyena. So we've got the striped hyena here and the spotted hyena. And I'm not going to put them in the same habitat because I don't think that would be ethical. I don't believe that if we go into interspecies enrichment, yeah, they don't benefit from sharing with anyone else, so they wouldn't want to be together, and it would probably lead to a lot of fighting and injuries, which we wouldn't like. Now we can see that the striped hyena are near threatened as well, so it's a good thing if we breed them. We had more capybara babies. Oh my goodness, that's way too many. Like a little capybara farm over here. We've got so many of them. However, they are not the focus of this episode. Let's move on properly to the hyenas. So what I plan to do is create one big habitat here that's going to be very similar throughout, because I believe that they like the same conditions. They are both found in Africa. However, I think the striped hyena is also found in Asia, but they'll still fit into the African section of our zoo over here. So we're going to make a large area and then divide it down the middle, and that will be where we split them up, essentially. Our capybara has just passed quarantine, so let's move Raoul in. And that's good. That's the same alert. Let's delete that alert. Oh, okay. Our Egyptian fruit bats. The problem is, whenever the Egyptian fruit bats don't quite get enough attention, it basically means they just need cleaning, probably. Yeah, it's just cleanliness. If it doesn't get cleaned, we get like 35 notifications because there's so many of them. It's really just that they're a bit slow on cleaning the habitat, but they'll get around to it. We just prioritized it, so they'll do that next. Right, I think we should probably expand this area out here to create the outline for where we want the hyenas to go. So let's do that now. And how I want to do this is to use the same barriers that we've made in the previous episodes and just copy them along, which is just making one construction wall piece, decorating it, and then duplicating it along so it creates a wall. So we've got 2 types here. We've got a glass panel wall and a normal wall that's got this like shade on it. So we're going to do that. We'll probably just take off the shade and the decorations from this side and use this wall on both sides of the habitat. But other than that, we're just going to keep copying the same design across until we have a large habitat, which will massively cut down the time it takes to make this habitat. Okay, that took a little bit of time, but we have made a huge wooden habitat here with the logs. I can also see that this isn't quite aligned, but that's okay, actually. I don't really mind that. And they are two giant habitats that are exactly the same size. So if we go into barriers, we can find the wooden habitat gate and put that on either side of this. I'm trying to think where we want it. We'll want it over here because this is the keeper hut, so we don't want it to be too far away. So ideally, yeah, we're going to want this one to come in here, and then we're going to need barriers that go all the way along the outside of the building too. So let's actually delete this wall section for both of them. And then we know where they're going. And that should be good. Okay, let's put the wooden habitat gate in here. We know we want it about here. And then I'm going to do the same over here. Ooh, it wants to join there. I did wonder if that would happen. Okay, what we're going to do is delete these barriers and have them go on the inside. Okay, so we've just built up all the barriers on the edge, and you can see if we click the meerkat and aardvark's habitat, this is still all good. Nothing's wrong with this habitat now, but we do have a new habitat in here. It's not going to become a habitat until we put a gate on it, and then it will be like, oh yeah, this is a habitat, this is fine. We may need to move the gates. We could have this one be down here, which might actually help. Let's have this one be here, and then we'll have another one. The thing is, it's too close to the to where the dividing wall is. So let's have another one here, and then we can just move our decorations along. And now they are in there like that. Okay, cool. So now we can just get some the doorway for the wooden pieces. No, it's in logs, isn't it? If we grab or log the S thread off, right, log door, and we can just put this in right here, and we're just going to extend it out so that it meets this door here. We'll put some design on or something. We could even take the grid to like minimal, but effectively we want this. Okay, I think that looks quite good. We've just added the doors on, and now these habitats should be separate. There we go, got habitat 18 and habitat 19. Now I'm going to rename this one to be Spotted Hyena, and then rename the other one to be Striped Hyena. And I've actually realized I don't want to put the doors in just a second, so I'm going to go into barriers and then right-click the doors. It'd be very easy to put them back. But I want to actually build a path system first, because otherwise the doors are going to try and snap to our paths and it's not going to work. So what I want to do is delete one of these sections here, or maybe two. And then if I hit the U key, I can go on elevated path. And then I want to build 2 elevated paths and then hit the J key to level it out. And this will get us quite an elevation. Now, I do think that's quite steep for wheelchair users, but I'm not sure we're going to have a better alternative for this right now, unless we build it as stairs. So I hit the U key twice. If I build out another section, and then I hit the U key twice, and that will go into stairs. And maybe that's a better idea, is have that be stairs, and then we'll build a separate ramp. Sorry, on its own, that sounds hilarious. I'm like, oh, that's not very good. That's not good for wheelchair users, so I'm just gonna build stairs instead. But no, I'm gonna put a ramp in here. So if we curve this round, then we can put a longer ramp in. And what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in manually. So to do that, I'm going to build this section along with a flat piece of path. And you can see that this is quite high now. Like this piece of path is very high. I'm going to carry this on to the end. And then I'm going to go a distance I think is a bit further in. Let's say about here. And build out. And then I'm going to build this way. And then if I hit the J key and put the length up, I should be able to just connect this along. And I want it to be longer than that. Because it's automatically doing this one. I do still think that's quite steep. I don't know if it's actually any different to the one we had before, but I don't think it's too bad. What we could always do to make it a bit better is to delete this here. Is to have, oh, if I put the length down, if we have one ramp and then flat, and then another ramp, and then flat, and then we just add it in like that. And that way it's a bit more stepped to get up. So there's a bit of like a resting area here as well. I think that makes that ramp much more achievable for wheelchair users. And then this elevated path you can very easily see into the habitat, which I think is really cool. So it gives a much better visibility to our guests. However, we need to put doors underneath here now. So I'm going to grab the doors and try and slot them in where we had them. Here and here. And then we should be able to just build a small path underneath. Now we could have this be at both levels as well. And I am actually slightly tempted to do that so that people can see from the ground and from the elevated. But no, I'm just going to have this be purely a staff underpass, essentially, and have them come along here like that. I think that's good, and we can just basically move these trees very slightly, and they kind of complement the walkway a bit. I think there are a couple of trees here as well, which I'm just going to adjust to be outside of this habitat. And then we have our walkway. I don't actually mind the stilts that these are on. I know some people really don't like them. I'm not that bothered. In the past, I've put up like a facade to hide it, but it doesn't really bother me that much. I think it just, you know, you only ever look at the path anyway. And it's quite a cool little underway that we've got now. And it gives us quite a cool little underpass under here for our staff. So I quite like that. And it can curve around, and then they can go to the keeper hut over here. I don't think that's too far for our keepers to go. I'm going to add them into the work zone. So if I go into staff work zones, I think it's time we make our second hub. So I'm going to call this the Africa hub. But it's going to be these two habitats, this habitat, this keeper hut. Oh, we need another staff building, don't we? That's the problem. Okay. We'll put another staff building in plainly. And then we know that'll serve them. I think these are all on the central hub. So let's just have these buildings be out here, and we'll call this the central hub. But we need to put a staff building in. Right, let me add one in. It's in facilities, staff facilities. Let's turn off blueprints. And we can just add in a small staff room over here. This is going to have a negative impact radius, so I'm just going to put it there. And hopefully that is, yeah, negative impact on guests we can't see right now. We will make that building look much nicer than a container. I mean, it looks great on the inside, but not so good there. And now we can add this into the work zone, and that should be good enough for our keepers to use now. That's basically all the buildings they need. So I'm going to call this Africa Keepers, just to remind us. And then we should probably have one that is everything in our zoo. Or I tell you what, actually, we won't. I was going to say we can have one that's everything in our zoo that we can assign our security and our caretakers and stuff to. But I think I'm going to break up the zoo into sections properly. So we will also get let's just get one caretaker that's going to be assigned to the Africa section. And then we can maybe take... No, we'll leave 4 on that one. Let's put this caretaker on the Africa keepers. I'm going to change the name of it just to be the Africa work zone. We can delete this other one we started making. And then edit the central hub to exclude these 2 and this keeper hut. Because we want them to be using that one and coming down here. I don't know whether this is convenient for them to use. I'll tell you what, we'll give them use of the keeper hut and the staff building if they really need it. But I kind of want to leave it, if we can, clean over here for our other keepers to use that are assigned to the Africa section. And then we need to make sure that all our keepers are on the right work zones. So we're going to need probably 2 keepers on the Africa section. And let's train everyone up while we've got everyone here. Let's train all of them up. I'm going to hit play as well, because it's going to tell us all of the problems we have. Mechanic. We need a mechanic in there and a vet, obviously. Yes. Let's move one of our vets and one of our mechanics to the Africa section. In fact, let's get a new mechanic and move that mechanic to the Africa section, because I don't want us to be too thin on the ground. And then we should probably hire another security guard. We've got lots of money at the minute, so let's hire another security guard and we'll assign them to the Africa section too. And perhaps it's worth just training everyone up again, because we just bought some new people, so set them to train up too. Okay, our finances are looking great actually at the minute. We've got, if you look at our income versus ongoing expenses, that's the main 2 to look at. We're doing very well. So we've got a lot of purchases we just made, which is why this total profit looks low. But we're obviously not... Oh, I'm going to pause. We're obviously not going to make them all the time, you know? Okay, so who have we got here? Young adult and adult. Right, let's release the young adult into the wild. Or at least store you in the trade center. I'm going to hit play. Oh, I think they did release into the wild. It's got a bit finicky there. That was a bit odd. Kind of glitched out, but not an issue. I think we're okay. It's probably the only quokka that's at that point, because we didn't have many of them. However, we've got a nice section up here, so I think this gives good coverage. We need to change our path down here to be running alongside this habitat. But I think that does a pretty good job. And then we can expand all our bins to be in the right places. Okay, I feel like that's a pretty good job there. Now, there's nothing better to do, I think, than actually to get our animals. Oh no, they did go to the trade center, right? Let's release you to the wild. 88 is amazing. They must be more endangered than I remembered. Okay, let's get our animals. Let's go to animal trading, animal market. We don't want the capybara anymore. We want hyenas. Let's get spotted hyenas. Oh, actually, let's refresh ourselves on what group size these guys live in. It's 2 males and up to 2 females. Okay. The matriarchal, nepotistic. Okay. Mature males related to alpha become outsiders. They're confident with humans, but they can't enter the habitat. That's great. Let's put 2 and 2 then. We might as well have a group size of 4, or at least 3. So let's say, yeah, we'll see what's available, but maximum 4. And what group size they live in? Yeah, they need 1,438. Even let's say with 4 babies, they need 1,600. And what have they got here? Pretty much, like, more than double that. So that's perfect. I like that. Let's get some hyenas. And again, I'm going to sort them by appeal. So the spotted hyena. This is a good male. How long do they live, actually? That's the other thing. The crucial piece of information. If you go into species data, they live to 20, but they're sterile at 12. That's very young. Okay, it's good to know. That's still fine, though. 7 is still a good age. Let's grab this 7-year-old. And okay, females aren't as great. I don't like the immunity one. Okay, well, we'll get this female. And then maybe we'll get this other boy here. And then we'll go for our striped hyena. Oh, look at them. Okay, let's get this one here. It's only 6. I assume they live to a similar age. I should probably check that. They live to 16. Okay. And a 12 still for sterility. So that's interesting. That's another good boy. That's a good girl. And finally, she's also very good. Right, let's have one more quick look at Spotted and see if we can get another female that's good. But I don't think... Oh, this is a good female. Okay, we'll get her. And then we will send all of these to quarantine. Ooh, dangerous fighting in jaguars. Oh, that's not good. There's overpopulation. It's because the young ones have grown up. Right, okay. Stop fighting. Why would you do this? Right, I'm going to release you to the wild, outsider. And then do the same with the other. I think it was a female. Release her to the wild. So many credits for these. That's amazing. And then we probably need to call the vet. Because Mango is injured. Bless him. I know. I'm sorry. That's my fault. I should have kept an eye on you. We're going to need some more lights along here too. Let me put some lights in quickly. There we go. I think that's good. Giving them a bit more light. Now we're going to need some power. Let's check what power we have around here. Yeah, like literally nothing. Okay, let's put some power in. Another good use of this space. Got this underpass here, which is exactly where you would put a solar panel in real life. You just plonk it straight under an underpass. I think, again, I'm going to have the solar panel be like here. With the idea that it would be rotating and moving around because it's a bit ridiculous that they just face one way and they're so low down. Like, if we could put them on sort of buildings and stuff, it would make way more sense. Let me put one here and then one here. I don't believe their negative impact extends in the air. Oh no, solar panels don't have any. Perfect. And then I'm just going to link this up with staff paths. Because we want our staff to be able to reach them. Oh, that one's already linked. Perfect. And then all these lights will work, and we can have signs up here as well. All of our hyenas have passed quarantine too, which is perfect. So we can put them in. I'm so excited for this. Okay, let's grab our spotted hyenas first. Let's check. We've got 3, 4. And let's move them into habitat 27, as it's named. I'm going to rename this habitat to be Spotted Hyena. And then rename this to be Striped Hyena. And then we need to make sure we also add in those solar panels into the Africa work zone. And put in this solar panel to the Africa work zone too, and take that out of the central hub. Because we're giving them too much work that's actually not their responsibility. They will make their way over. We should probably beautify them a little bit, these solar panels, but I'm not tempted to do a lot. I think I might just give them a bit of like a log trim, like a log surround. Oh, and it looks like our first hyenas are here. Very exciting. Let's see what they look like. Wow, look at them. Let's follow them on the camera. It just reminds me of Lion King every time I see hyenas. But they look very cool. And we got 4 of them as well. What do they think of the place? They're happy with the space, which is perfect. Right. Let's quickly go on to habitat and check if they can break out anywhere. They can't, which is awesome. Okay. let's get our other hyenas and move them over. And then we can start actually decorating the habitat with nature and everything, so it's what they need and properly represents their habitat. Because at the minute, there's just a large open space. Oh, they're fighting for alpha status. This would probably be the females. Yeah. That's okay. They're only going to do it once. Oh, I don't know who's going to win this. Oh, I don't like that they're fighting, though. Maybe we should only put one female in. Is she injured now? No. Okay. This one has maintained alpha status. I don't think they'll fight again. But please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, because you don't want them fighting. If it's too much of a problem to have 2 females in here, we'll release one of them to the wild. But I think that's them done, and this one is now alpha, so it should be fine. They're just going to try out their habitat, basically, which honestly is pretty much what they want, generally. It's not ideal for, like, the terrain is almost perfect for them anyway, though, but they do kind of live here, though. This is basically their environment. They've just got a dry patch with no trees or anything, so it's not too far off what they need. And we've got our new hyenas en route. She's running through our zoo. She will get them there. Look, there's a little trail of them. Can you imagine if you saw people running like this with boxes, with animals in them? Running through the zoo. Be a bit disturbing. I'd have questions. I'd have a lot of questions. And she's arrived. Here we go. Let's see the striped hyenas. Wow, look at them. Oh, I really like them. They look so cool. Look how much, like how furry they are. It's got like a little mohawk. Wow. Oh, they make a weird sound as well. They don't do the laughing then. It's just the spotted hyenas that do the laughing. Now, I know a fact you guys have said before, which is absolutely crazy to me. Oh, Ginger's died. Oh no. Wait, well, hold on the fact until we've dealt with Ginger's death. We also need to do the memorials for Ginger and Quandale. So let me do that. Bless. Look at them. We also need let me do that before I forget. And then I will get back to my fact about hyenas. Now, we're going to do another memorial from here. Let's go memorials, Quandale, create memorial. Going to add it to here. Oh, we need our construction pieces to be on a line to surface. And then it's going to be much easier to create them. Let's select Quandale, create memorial, and then I'm going to put him right here. He was a good egg. I'm sad that Quandale's gone. Right, what I'm going to do is to make this a personalized picture of Quandale. I've already taken a photo of Quandale, and I'm going to go into the files where it says here and add that photo of him into these files. And then when we refresh, we'll be able to see them here. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I've just added them in. So let's refresh this user folder. Now you can see him there. Let's add him in. Look at his little face. Bless him. In the shade. And oh, that's an interesting shot. Okay, and we need to add Ginger in as well. And we're not going to put Ginger on this side. We're going to put, I think we'll separate them out. So there's like on this side too. Let's create a memorial for Ginger. And put that here. I want to put it kind of in line. So let's say about there. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing with the photo of Ginger. I've just realized as well that I kept saying that Ginger as a male when Ginger is the female and Stilts is the male. So I'm sorry, Ginger. Right, she's in there now though. I've put it in, I've refreshed, and look at her now. She's happy. Bless. A little smiling at the camera. So Ginger's there too. We've got our memorials. Poor things. What I was gonna say about hyenas was, I mean, let's just look at these guys. You guys have told me before, hyenas are more closely related to cats than dogs. And when you look at them, they just don't look it, do they? They look like dogs. This is likely due to convergent evolution, where even though 2 species are completely unrelated genetically, they end up having similar traits because the habitats that they live in are very similar. So having these type of ears or this type of fur or whatever is adaptive for this climate. And so a number of species end up looking the same as a solution to a problem, even though they're not related to each other at all. And I know there's some really crazy ones. I think there's something to do with like octopus eyes and human eyes are very similar, or something like that. There's some kind of genetic thing where you get random species that have no relation to each other whatsoever, that have found the same solution to a problem, which is just really cool. But yeah, these are like big cats, not big dogs, even though they look very much like dogs to me. Now, they're all in here and they're all pacing around. So I think it's time that we change the terrain to be exactly what these guys want. And I'd like it if it kind of blended across. That would be really cool. So I'm going to try and do something like that. Go into the terrain tab and painting, and let's paint in some more long grass, some more soil and less long grass pretty much. Okay, they seem to be happy with that. Let's just check both species are happy. Yes, they're both very happy with that, so that's good. And now they both need hard shelter, so we'll probably make them both shelters. And seeing as we've already got the logs here, and we use the logs for the cheetahs, I'm probably just going to use the habitat shelters that we have, that if we click filter and we click species, we should be able to filter for these hyena. And then it'll tell us which shelters are appropriate for them. Let's select that now. So Spotted Hyena and Striped Hyena. And then we can see these are the shelters that we can use for these guys. Interestingly, they could use the jetty as well. So that's an unusual one. So I think we get some of these and make a bit of a shelter together around... I don't think they climb, so I don't want to make them too big. I might just use these large ones. I do like those. I tell you what, let's have one of these be over here by the by this side. And we can line that up with the gate a bit, because it seems like that's not quite lined up. Let's have it about there. And then have the same on the other side over here. And then we'll have a nice large shelter here and one over here. I think that looks good. That should give them plenty of hard shelter as well. Yeah, they're 100% on that. And then we can put some bedding in it too, which I'll do now. There we go. I'm going to pause because our kangaroos are about to inbreed, which means that some of them have grown up, which is awesome. So I think we'll just release this kangaroo into the wild. And we'll stop that from happening. You're just doing that yourself now, my friend. You're looking very silly. Got lots of litter, apparently. Oh, we do around here. We don't have enough bins. I swear we had loads of bins around here. Maybe not. We've only got a couple. Right, well, let's duplicate the bins. Have a bin here. Have another bin over here. And then have some of these South American bins on the other side too. Where are the South American bins? There's one there. Let's have one. Like that. I'll tell you what, let's bin this one. Okay. No pun intended. They're happy with their shelter. We've done the terrain and we've done the shelter. So essentially, all that's left is enrichment and plant coverage. And I don't know what they have. Are they very similar? Okay, so... Oh, obviously, these are found in multiple climates. Yes. But we need to focus on grasslands from Africa. And that is the same for these guys. And then we can have kind of continuity across the habitats, which would be nice. Especially if we can have some of the trees like overhang, you know, between them or something. I like that. I like the idea that, you know, that trees can lean over and it's not an issue. Other than to the structural integrity of our fence. But I'm going to do that now. Put in some nature. Oh, we do need to put in some water as well. Perhaps we should do that before we plan anything else out. Let's have some water. Let's put a water pump in... Where are they? Utilities. Let's put a water pump under here. I'm hoping that this isn't going to impact our guests. Ah, it is going to impact our guests. Right, is that the noise then? Like, it's a bit annoying. Let's go for negative impact. We can have it here. Oh, no. We can have it here. Where does that go for water? Oh, they still got quite a lot of coverage. Okay. They just need their water areas on this side. And then we need to put in some wooden logs around it like we did before. So let's do another log fort. Okay, that'll do. That'll do, donkey. Right, let's attach that in. Yeah, let's have a straight line like that. And then we need to add it into our staff area as well. I am planning on kind of cleaning up this underpass. When we know what we're doing over here, we can tidy this up, maybe add some more decorations to them or just hide them more with trees. But they're not going to look like that forever. We could always just put a tree in generally to kind of obscure it a bit. But the plan isn't to have them there this entire time. That's quite obscuring, and it's still accessible and everything. We'll have that. Okay, let's get started there. Now we've got the water pump in, we can add some water in. So let's again just turn on our water map so we can see what we have to play with. And I'm just going to make a very small area for both of them. Okay, I think that's a bit better. We've got them, they're still somewhat symmetrical, but it's fine. I don't mind it as much. Let's put in some nature now and make sure it is what they need. I think their coverage is fairly similar. Yeah, it is fairly similar. So I'm going to use this as a guiding tool. So let's get started. Okay, I think that's probably pretty good because we've got. Yeah, I wanted to leave it generally open because I don't want loads of nature in theirs, and we could maybe add a few more of these flowers around, but I don't want to put too many in. And then I think we're pretty good because you know, as I said, I don't want it to be too lush, I guess, because that's not really the environment they live in. I mean, a lot of it's soil here, so I've gone for like dried grass and then lush grass where it's the grassier areas, and then over here I've done the same thing, and I feel like it ties across. We've got a couple of trees that overhang a little bit, which is kind of taking advantage of the fact that we can, but all these guys are in here. Look at them all together. These are so cute. I saw when I was doing it, I think it's because they hadn't all integrated properly yet, but one of them was an outsider in this habitat here. I just also want to check that they can't break out of this habitat. So let me click on them. No, they're all good. They're all good. Okay. But I think these three are definitely all together, and I just want to see where the other one is. If we go animals, I'm going to check that this one on its own is okay. Yes, yeah. I think one of them was an outsider before, but now they're okay. So that's good. They've got a couple of small pools to paddle in as well if they want to, but they've got a lot of area, got a bit of variance, and I've you know, adjusted the terrain so it's on different levels. So I think this works quite well for them. And we also need to put in some education about these guys because at the minute, I guess, don't know anything about them. So let's go into facilities, grab some education boards, and we can whack these along here to teach them about our hyenas. Okay, I think we've added in quite a lot of education there. Oh, I've just realized I've missed the education speakers on this side. I'm going to put them on the lights over here. And that should give them a good range as well. Don't think they'll interfere with anything else. No, they can be on maximum range that way. That's perfect. So we should have good education on both types of hyena here. And I think they're pretty much in and rested. Now, I can see the sun setting. And the sun's rising again. And that's such a quick turnover from sunset to sunrise. I think as the sun rises, maybe we should learn a little bit about our spotted hyenas. The spotted hyena, also known as the laughing hyena, is native to sub-Saharan Africa. They're generalist predators that can live in most environments, although they aren't found in rainforests or deserts. And their strong forelimbs, well-muscled neck, and comparatively weaker hind limbs give them a very distinctive appearance. The spotted hyena's famous laugh is actually a distress call that a hyena gives when it's being chased or attacked. Despite popular perception, spotted hyenas are formidable predators, not scavengers. Hyenas are the only members of the order Carnivora that give birth to young with open eyes and fully developed teeth. Female hyenas are larger than males and dominate in spotted hyena society. They are hyper-masculinized. Their external reproductive parts even look male. Spotted hyenas are extremely intelligent. Their group cooperation and skill learning abilities are on par with chimpanzees, so they're going to give us a run for our money soon. Spotted hyenas have an extremely strong bite that allows them to routinely crush bone. Their bite is even stronger than a lion's, so they are extremely dangerous. Although the spotted hyena isn't an endangered species, they are affected by habitat loss through human encroachment and also persecution by farmers attempting to protect their livestock. Thankfully, they're not vulnerable to trophy hunting as they are largely regarded as an unattractive animal, but they are poached for their body parts, which are used in traditional medicine. They're protected when their range falls into the boundaries of a national park, and some African countries have legislation marking the spotted hyena as a protected species, but in other areas they're regarded as vermin. And one other thing I think our zoo is currently lacking is marketing, because have a look at this down here. It's clearly, our guest education is 4 out of 5. That could be better, and I think in the next episode we'll do a little bit to try and rectify that. But for now, guest education and guest happiness are 4 out of 5, but marketing is a 1 out of 5. And I know I said ages ago that I was going to put in these habitat web cameras so that people online can like see our animals in their habitat. And I'm going to make sure that we're actually doing this. Oh, I clicked the wrong button there. I'm going to make sure that we're actually doing this because these contribute to your marketing score. And look at that. That'd be so cool. So I'm going to put these in our habitat. Oh, that's a bit of a strange angle there, but we'll get it in the tree. And then make sure that all of our habitats have these in. And once they do have one camera each, we can maybe look at some marketing campaigns because that is the other great way to build this up. Let's put this one in this tree here. And that will have a good view of the habitat. And then we've got to make sure they're in here. This tree might have the best angle for that. I like that view. That's a cool one. I think that's also a cool view for the cheetahs. This is an underwater one, which I thought was cooler because we already have the camera on their feeding, on their bedding, sorry. So that at least captures them feeding. And I might do the same for the little penguins. Have another underwater camera here to watch them feeding or playing. I think that's quite cool there. That's another good shot of the jaguars this time. And I think the other ones have them. I think we put habitat cameras in here, but I can't remember actually. So let's put another one in just in case. And this is always a hive of activity, this area. Let's put in that one there. There you go. You can see loads of them. Where else have we missed? I think it's just our main one. I know we've done them in here. Where did we put them? Did we put them in habitat? There we go. We've got habitat cameras in here. So they are all fine. That means we've put habitat cameras in all of our habitats now, which is perfect. The striped hyenas are fighting still a little bit. I don't like that. Ah, here we go. One of them says they're outside the gender ratio again. I'm wondering whether we need this one in. Can you let me know in the comments whether this is something that happens with the striped hyenas or whether they do gel with each other? Because it seemed like they were all in one pack earlier, and now I don't know if they've kicked them out or what's going on. But I don't like that if that is the case. So we want to make sure we're looking after them properly. So can you let me know in the comments whether you think we should release them into the wild or whether they will actually get on if we give them a bit of time. And also, please give me some... I'm going to pause. Please give me some name suggestions for all of these as well, because we still need name suggestions. We've got new animals every episode. I'm going to release this kangaroo into the wild because we don't want them to inbreed, and they are of age now. And I think now we've done the habitat cameras, we can see our marketing is at 1.5, so we still need to do more on that. So let's go into the marketing tab. I think it's in finances. Yes, finances, marketing. Now we do need to see, they're still fight. Oh, the spotted hyenas are fighting as well. Let me know, please. Let me know what the situation is. In our finances, we need to keep an eye on what our income versus our ongoing expenses and taxes are. It seems like we're still very much in the green. So let's put a few thousand into some advertising. Let's get some cereal box adverts because that is cute. And basically you can go for... Oh, I'm going to pause. Why is everyone inbreeding? Everyone's growing up now. That's what it is. You should be released. Do not breed with your sister. With the marketing, there's 3 types. I believe one of them appeals to like teenagers, one of them appeals to families, and one of them appeals to just adults. At least that's how it was on Planet Coaster, I think, and I'm pretty sure that's how it is on this. We're allowed 3 active campaigns at a time. We're just going to put this one to renew. I believe this is for adverts. The middle one is for families. I think the one on the left is like for teenagers. And then the one on the right is for just adults. I believe that's it. Yeah, it looks like that. 2,500, 5,000. Wow, okay. Maybe we should do online campaign of Gulpy videos, which is 2,500 a year. And the cereal box adverts for 1,000. And let's now go on. We'll go for some TV commercials. We're going to appeal to families. Let's get a couple of marketing campaigns going. We've got the cereal box advert and family hour, and that should boost our marketing. It's already at a 2, almost a 3. I believe that. Oh, there we go. It's up to 5 now. I was going to say I think that will keep on rising as we carry on. But there we go. We're at 5 now, which has put our zoo to almost 5 stars, which is perfect. Our guests do need a bit more focus in the next episode. I think we need to put in some more education and maybe some more amenities for them too. But we also want to keep adding animals. I want the zoo to keep expanding and carrying on. Oh, I can't believe I forgot. We've put no enrichment in for these poor animals. Right, well, we definitely need to do that. I don't believe they have Right, I'm going to just make sure that we do them one by one. Perfect. I think that's as much as they can all have. So let's have a look. Yes, their enrichment's at 100% for the striped hyenas. And I believe the spotted hyenas are as well. Oh, that one's injured. Right. These are the ones that are fighting. This one's injured too. Let's call the vets to have a look. Oh, the vets coming. Let's call the vets to both habitats and see what they say. But I don't want them getting injured. That's definitely not good. The striped hyena is a generalist predator and scavenger native to North Africa, the Middle East, and Western Asia. It lives in a variety of environments, from open savannas like we have here, grass and woodlands, to arid mountainous areas. The striped hyena also has strong forelimbs and a muscular neck with shorter hind legs, giving the body a sloped build that's quite distinctive. The striped hyena is the national animal of Lebanon. North Indian folklore suggests that witches and wizards ride striped hyenas at night, which is a really cool thought. Striped hyenas can actually be beneficial in urban areas because they are excellent at waste disposal. In some African villages, residents will leave rubbish out for the hyenas to eat, although I do wonder how good it is for them. Striped hyenas are unfortunately known to dig up graves and scavenge corpses, which has led to persecution by humans. But striped hyenas can be tamed and trained, and were used by ancient Egyptians as hunting companions. Unfortunately, striped hyenas are considered a near-threatened species. The overall population numbers are decreasing, and they are extinct in some areas of their historical range. Their survival is challenged by habitat destruction and the resulting decrease in prey availability. Throughout history, striped hyenas were negatively depicted in folklore, leading to human persecution. Striped hyenas are pursued by poachers for their fur or as ingredients in traditional medicine. It's raining quite a lot now, which isn't ideal, but some of them are pretty sensible and have taken shelter. I think I'm going to call it here for this episode. If you guys have liked it, please give it a like. It really helps the channel out, and I'll see you in the next one.